I'm not a doctor. I am the Doctor. The original, you might say.
Welcome everyone, this is Master's Joke, also Master's Joke 75 on Instagram. So tomorrow is the start of the Propstore Doctor Who charity online auction. So I found out about this, I think it was it was just after the Children in Need auction back in November. And that was for the Kylie Astrid Perth outfit and the TARDIS as well. And the actual lots, they were only revealed not long ago. I think it was it the end of January? There's absolutely loads of stuff there, absolutely loads of stuff. But I've picked out a few of the bits that I'm really interested in, which includes the TARDIS prop from An Adventure in Space and Time, and I'm sure this was at the Doctor Who experience. In Cardiff for a long while. I never made it to Cardiff. I saw the Doctor Who experience in London when it first came out, and this would have been back in, was it like 2011, 2012, I think it was. And I haven't been to Cardiff for ages. I mean, last time I was in Cardiff, I drove there by mistake once. When I was a new driver, I was on my way to Butlins in Minehead, and the last time I was in Cardiff was for the League Cup. I can't remember who the sponsor was. Was it not Coca-Cola or Worthless Cup? I can't remember, but it was Cardiff was being used instead of Wembley when Wembley was being rebuilt and modernised. And I was there, Arsenal versus Chelsea. It was when Chelsea beat Arsenal, and I had Karen Brady's tickets. And it was when John Terry got injured. John Terry got injured, and I know John Terry's a bit dirty, isn't he? But I did like John Terry, and he got knocked out on the pitch, and I remember clapping as he was taken off. He was a good player. But yeah, that's the last time I was in Cardiff, and then had a Pizza Express. It's a really nice place, really, really nice place. But then, going back to the TARDIS prop, it does look a bit tatty, which is surprising if it is the same TARDIS that was at the Doctor Who experience. I think this would go for quite a bit of money. It's a little bit battered. It does need a bit of attention. But it's definitely one of the highlights. This was one of the items that was one of the first reveals, because they only revealed a selection of the props, and this was, I think this would have been after Christmas, I think, into the new year. But yeah, I think this will go for good money, because it actually appeared. It's not exactly a. Well, it doesn't really count as a Doctor Who prop, but I think it does. I think it does, because it was in the documentary with David Bradley. So yeah, I think that will go for a bit of money. It does look decent, but a lot of bits missing. This half Dalek. Now I recognise this half Dalek. This was built for exhibitions, and I remember seeing this half Dalek when I went to the Doctor Who exhibition in Brighton in 2005. So the series had just ended, because there was lots of spoilers. So that was one of the reasons why the exhibition didn't start until just after Eccleston's last episode. And this Dalek was it was in a Dalek display. It was high up on the wall, and it really looked impressive. I think the lights were all flashing, and it's very interesting to see how it's kind of put together. This would look wonderful in someone's man cave or someone's bar or something like that. But it really does look good. I mean, I wouldn't mind having this in my in my garage, sitting next to my Doctor Who Planet of the Dead bus, City Rome. I think it'd look really, really good. I think you might have a bargain here. I mean, there's lots of bits missing, but nothing that you can't replace, from parts that you can pick up from Evil Bay. Definitely needs some TLC. But I think if you like Daleks, I think you'd have a good chance at getting this. I mean, everything starts at £100, so happy bidding. But this is definitely something that I would be interested in, and I think it's good that it has that I've actually seen it. But yeah, it's been knocking about for a while. If this actually came out in 2005, but I'm pretty certain it's the same exhibition Dalek that I saw back in 2005 in Brighton. Next up, I haven't really gone for many costumes, but this is Donna's wedding dress from the 2006 Christmas special. Also comes with her shoes. And it's got Donna written. I think it's got Donna written in the shoes, and on the dress. An iconic outfit from Doctor Who. And as I said, I haven't really gone for any because there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff at this auction, but it's just an iconic episode. And I've well, the thing is, I think this will do well, but the Kylie Astrid Perth costume, it didn't go for how much? I think that went for 12 grand. I can't remember. I think the Astrid Perth costume went for 12 grand, and it was Kylie Minogue's. This is Catherine Tate's Donna Noble wedding dress. I don't know. I think you could get a bargain there. Size 14 if you are thinking of getting married and wearing it. But yeah, definitely worth a punt. And then we've got the handbot. Now, I really, really liked this handbot. There's two available, and this is from The Girl Who Waited. And the reason I like this is because I thought that episode was brilliant with Amy Pond, and there ending up being an older Amy Pond and a younger Amy Pond, and then Rory had to choose between both of them. Like a proper decent story where I don't know, definitely pulls at the heartstrings, because it was a really sad ending. And then the Doctor basically said, because of the decision they'd made, that the older Amy Pond would never exist. But honestly, a really, really good story. But I do like these handbots. I think they are good, and I wouldn't like them if it was a rubbish story. But yeah, really, really good. I've got no idea. I've got no idea how much one of these would go for, because I don't know. It all depends if you like the story. But I say that my Doctor Who bus from the Easter special, Planet of the Dead, City Rome. I've got to be honest. I mean, it's my bus. It's iconic for the reason that it was the 200th story of Doctor Who. It was the first episode to be filmed in HD. It was the 11th of April, so it's the same day as my daughter's birthday, and it's the same day as my wedding anniversary. So it's got a few little kind of tie-ins, personally, but the episode wasn't great, Planet of the Dead. Considering they went all the way to Dubai and had 3 buses, wasn't brilliant. So I don't know. I think if you like the story, you'll like the props, but it doesn't always work out like that. Here we've got a melted Dalek prop from Asylum of the Daleks. Now, Asylum of the Daleks, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good episode, and this is a melted. It's a melted Dalek, but it's not really melted. It's been made to look like that as a working prop. Looks really, really decent. Again, no idea. I mean, if it was classic Doctor Who, I could see it going for quite a bit of money. But I don't know. It looks brilliant. I like what they've done. No idea how much this would go for. Daleks always do go for a bit of money. So this is screen used, and I wouldn't mind that. I think that would look good in my garage. Honestly, it really, really does look good. No idea. I don't know. That's the thing, though. You've got so much available in this Doctor Who auction for children in need, but the detail on this is really, really nice. So yeah, I'd be interested. Whether I mean I don't know. I am registered to bid. But I'm not sure if I can be bothered, really. I think there's some good stuff, but I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's any classic Doctor Who. I mean, I know there's not really a lot of classic Doctor Who left, in the BBC's kind of Propstore, apart from, the obvious stuff that we've seen at the Doctor Who exhibitions over the years. Including the 80s TARDIS console and Cybermen heads and outfits. There's not really a lot about. So there's a good reason that this is all modern Who and no classic. One of the other sad things is that with all these props being sold off, it does appear that there will never be another Doctor Who exhibition like we've had in the past, which is sad. It's sad, but considering they made a massive loss, you can kind of understand why. So this is a destitute Dalek from Asylum of the Daleks. This is one of the top lots I think in the charity auction. Because it's a full Dalek. It's a full Dalek. The distressed look just looks amazing. I mean, it doesn't need any work done on it at all. You'd leave it as it is. Also looking on the website, apparently you're not allowed to use any of this stuff in your own exhibition or anything like that, which I think's amazing. I mean, if you're going to spend good money on all these props, you can do what you want with them, in my opinion, but that's one of the stipulations from the BBC, that if you do buy any of these props, they don't appear in any TV production or exhibition, which I think is a shame, because it'd be good to see these displayed in the future, but I don't know how long those rules and regulations last for, but this destitute Dalek, it's one of the top lots. And what I like about it is where it's got bits missing, like its hemispheres, they're deliberate. It's not just dropped off. It's done deliberate for the actual Asylum of the Daleks production. Honestly, this distressed look and all the rust, it looks brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So I would love that. But as a screen used Dalek, I'm sure this will go for, I don't know, a pretty penny, because I would consider that this is complete. So I don't know how much would that go for? I don't know, 15 grand possibly. I mean, I don't actually remember. I don't remember this Dalek. But I'm sure. Did it? I don't know. Did it explode? I can't remember. No, it probably didn't explode. It's got no markings on there or any burns. So it must have just been in the background, I think. But it does look really, really good. So here we have a melted Dalek drone from 2021, the New Year's Day special, Revolution of the Daleks. It doesn't look like much, does it? But I think this might be an affordable prop, but also because it does appear to be affordable, because you don't really get much Dalek, there's probably going to be a lot of people interested in picking it up. I thought these Daleks they didn't really look like Daleks, but I thought these Dalek drones, I thought they looked quite decent in the Revolution of the Daleks. I wouldn't have minded seeing a bit more of them, or a few more battles with the the standard gold Daleks. Didn't happen, which I still think was a wasted opportunity. I'm not sure what that white stuff is. Got no idea what that white stuff is, but they do look. It does look good. It does look really, really good. This would be because these are so much smaller than the standard bronze Daleks in relation to their base. I wouldn't mind getting one of these. I really wouldn't mind picking this up at all. I'd say $2,500 to $3,000 for this. I wouldn't say no. I think it does look good, but we didn't really see much of these Daleks, which was a shame. And unfortunately, we'll never get to see... Well, they're not selling the full drone, are they? So maybe they would keep those drone Daleks for a future, maybe smaller scale Doctor Who exhibition, or potentially a future Dalek Doctor Who episode with Shooty. I've mentioned my opinions of the new series. I do like Shooty, but it's just not for me at the moment. But I have said, if the Daleks or Cybermen come back, I'll definitely watch it. But I'm not really excited for Doctor Who at the moment, which is just such a shame. It's just there's something missing. There is definitely something missing. So yeah, just bring the Daleks back and you'll get the fans back. That's my opinion. But this is definitely something that I wouldn't mind picking up. Check out this lot. Now, this is one of the highlights of the whole Doctor Who Children in Need charity auction. It's a Mondasian Cyberman costume. And it's not just a costume. I mean, I loved Peter Capaldi. I thought he was great. He's such a fantastic actor. And for New Who, he's such a classic Doctor, which is, it's a bizarre thing to say, but he's such a classic Doctor. But this lot, it's not just one Cyberman costume that you get a load of bits and pieces. Again, it's sad that we never got to see these in any exhibition. And I still don't know why they didn't do a kind of Doctor Who exhibition on tour. Or have it back in London. I think it would have really done well. But I'd loved seeing the Mondasian Cybermen back. They just look amazing. They look absolutely amazing. So this lot comes with a Mondasian Cyberman costume. It comes with a breastplate. It comes with 3 helmets, 4 collars, 1 pair of boots, 1 pair of Cyberman sleeves, and other costume components. But look at it. It just looks amazing. The way the chest unit lights up. It's not exactly the same as the 10th Planet, but it's so close. It's so close. It's just unbelievable. So I'd love to pick this up because it's an iconic episode. It was an amazing episode, and I can't believe the amount of people who have moaned about because it was supposed to be Peter Capaldi's final episode as the Doctor, and he was going to regenerate at the end of that episode, and then him and the Moth, to keep Christmas alive, the Christmas episode, they decided on Twice Upon a Time. I love Twice Upon a Time. There's a lot of people who don't who they didn't enjoy it. Honestly, even not just New Who fans, classic Doctor Who fans didn't enjoy it at all. Found it boring. I've seen it a million times. I absolutely love it. I'd love them to because there's so much footage that wasn't used. I think it was a Christmas hour episode. I think they had like 90 minutes of footage. They had to really cut down the episode. I'd love them to do like a special edition or director's cut of Twice Upon a Time. It was, I mean, there wasn't a threat in that episode. We found out there wasn't like a threatening alien invasion going on. But I thought it was great. It was a nice episode and a great swan song for Peter Capaldi. Great to have David Bradley as his first appearance officially as the Doctor, and then you got Jodie as well. I know a lot of people knock Jodie, but I really like Jodie, and there's a lot of bits from her era for sale in this particular charity auction, including the Master's TARDIS cube. Now this is another one, well, for me, another highlight I think. So this is from Power of the Doctor, and again, Power of the Doctor wasn't the it wasn't the best episode. Didn't make much sense. A lot of stuff in that episode didn't make much sense, but similar to the Rise of Skywalker, I'm a sucker for nostalgia, and I loved all the nods to the past and the old Doctors and companions, and the Master was, I think he's one of the best Masters that they've ever been. He was such an evil, fantastic Master, who of course appeared with David Bradley in the documentary. But this Master's TARDIS cube, which appeared. See, again, I didn't understand this. How the Masters. See, look, maybe I missed something. The Master's TARDIS was a police box, exactly the same interior, but it was like red. I think it was red inside. I think, and it had this TARDIS cube. I don't know if it was an alternative Doctor's TARDIS. It was never fully explained, and I don't know if I could be bothered looking it up. I think that's probably why I don't know. But this was used in the episode, made specifically for the episode, and it's got TARDIS origins. I wouldn't mind picking this up, but I don't understand what happened in that episode at the end. But I quite like it, and I've watched it quite a few times because I am a sucker for nostalgia. But yeah, I wouldn't mind picking this up. I don't know what I'd do with it. It'd be good to light it up, but yeah, I wouldn't mind picking this up at all. I think it's a nice prop to have. So next up, we've got a red lower half of a Paradigm Dalek, and according to the Propstore, this was likely created for an exhibition. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if it was an exhibition Dalek, why would it have a seat in there? I suspect because there were because of the colour, because of this is the more darker red, and I know that similar red drone Daleks have appeared on the Propstore in the past. But they were screen used. They were screen used Daleks. I suspect they say it's likely exhibition. I don't think so. I think that they think it's likely to be a exhibition piece because it says DWE inside, like Doctor Who Experience. Possibly it was used in an exhibition, but I think that this is a proper Dalek built for the series. That's just my opinion. What do I know about Doctor Who props? But it does look really, really ropey. I wouldn't mind picking this up. I don't think It is so ropey. The actual paintwork, it's got runs in it. It's battered to bits. I wouldn't. I mean, very much looks like a character options Dalek with all those scrapes along the bottom. But I really like this. I'd be interested in picking this up. I think with the Propstore saying it's likely to be an exhibition piece, I think that would bring the price down a bit. If they could confirm this was screen used or a screen used Dalek, it's going to go for more money, even though there's only half of it, because you could buy the rest of it on Evil Bay. You can buy the parts. You could get this put back together. It all depends on whether you're Andy at, at painting, rubbing down, things like that. But this does come with a gun, and it also comes with the plunger. So yeah, this will be interesting to see what this goes for. Yeah, DWE Doctor Who exhibition. I definitely think that this is made for the show. I think this is made for the show, and I wouldn't be surprised if this part of Dalek didn't end up in Asylum of the Daleks. So definitely interested, but because it's being advertised as an exhibition Dalek, I don't know. I don't know, £850 to, I'd say £850 to £1,500. But look at it, it's in proper poor shape, but definitely something that I would be interested in. And and if I doubt I'm going to buy anything, but if I did pick this up, I would definitely get it restored and buy the rest of it to complete it, because I really like the Paradigm Daleks. I know they're not very popular, but I was really excited. What they called them, the Teletubby Daleks. I thought they looked great. I thought they looked brilliant, and I loved the size of them. But it's a shame we never really got to see them again. Really, I mean, you see a few of them, but another missed opportunity. I'd just love to see an episode just purely with the Paradigm Daleks. I think it would have been great. So now we've got the sections of the Traitor Dalek. So I did the actual Traitor Dalek itself from the Power of the Doctor. I did feature that in my last Propstore video because it was one of the items. I think they only listed about 10 items, just to show everyone or let everyone know that the charity auction was coming in February. But this prop it's basically just sections of the same Dalek which were used when they were doing the episode with Jodie Whittaker. I think it's an interesting part of Dalek. Again, it would, because it's only part of a Dalek. I don't think it was ever complete because it was used for the camera shots. There's a lot of interior parts of the Dalek on show, which makes it interesting, but also screen used. I wouldn't mind this, but because it is screen used, I can see it going for. Even though there's only a bit of it, I can see it going for a decent bit of money. I would say, I don't know. I mean, where would you start? Well, starting bid's £100. I'd say £2,500 to £5,000, and that's just me guessing. I haven't got a clue. But then you look at Kylie's costume. I think went for £12,000. But then the TARDIS in the recent Children in Need auction, that went for stupid money. I can't even remember, but it went for a really low affordable price. Although that particular TARDIS prop, you couldn't actually get in it because it was a working prop that had been. It was from the Christmas special, was it? Resolution of the Daleks, and they'd set up lights in it, which is one of the reasons you couldn't open it. But did that go for? I can't remember how much that went, but it went for less money than Kylie's French maid outfit. So who knows? Who knows? It depends on what people are interested in. But as I said, there's so many props. Definitely worth checking through. And it starts tomorrow. The actual auction starts tomorrow, and you've got to be in it to win it. But yeah, I wouldn't mind this, and you'd leave it as is, because it's a working prop. But yeah, I wouldn't mind this at all. Right, so there are a few Cybermen props. I love Cybermen, but surprisingly, the Cybermaster costume from Power of the Doctor, I really like it. Now, the the Cybermasters, which were, if I've got it right, they were Cybermen who could regenerate because they were made, or they were Cybermen conversions from dead Time Lords. Now, the whole concept is just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I know they kind of did it with dead humans, because we saw the Brigadier as a Cyberman, and he was converted after his death. So I understand it's been done before, but doing it with Time Lords, just absolutely ridiculous. But I find the costumes fascinating. I really like the costume. I don't know why, but I really like the costumes. I like all the spikes on there. I like the kind of Time Lord graphics, literally all over the armour, and it's so nice to be able to have close-up shots of all the Time Lord inscriptions. It doesn't come with the helmet. And I'm thinking that the helmets are very delicate, because it's basically a Cyberman helmet with the kind of the Time Lord, what I don't even know what you'd call it. Very it looks like very thin cut metal. It probably isn't metal at all, but it's the Time Lord. I don't know what you call it. You know, the Time Lord hats. It's the shape of the Time Lord hats on the back of the Cyberman's helmet. These are black Cybermen as well. I really like it, and the chest unit lights up like the more newer version of the Cybermen did, and also its gun lights up as well. The gun on its arm. So I really do like this, and I really do like these particular Cybermen. Just the way they look, I think they look really interesting. But the whole concept of dead Time Lord regenerating Cybermen is just absolutely preposterous. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I cannot believe they did this. It is ridiculous, but I don't know, for some reason I do like this. Wouldn't mind picking it up. As I said, I did enjoy Power of the Doctor, even though it really didn't make any sense. I really like Jodie Whittaker. I think she was a great Doctor. I honestly do like Jodie Whittaker. I thought she was great. A lot of her stories were weak, but I'd like to pick this up. But I think this doesn't come with a helmet, which is the most iconic part of the costume. I'd say, I don't know, what, $5 grand? $5 grand for this? 5 to 8, I don't know, $5 grand. There's so much in there, and it's all for charity. I'd say $5 grand. And then, because as I said, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in this charity auction. So I'm not saying that these are the best bits. I'm not saying these are the most iconic bits. I'm not saying this is like a top 10. I mean, I've picked 13 items, and I could have gone on further, but this video would have been hours long. But these are the 13 items that I like, and for me, this is the best item. And as I've said, I did mention this particular Traitor Dalek in my last Propstore video. I think, I mean, again, the concept of the Traitor Dalek is absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. Daleks don't usually. I mean, if it had been an older Dalek that the Doctor had known from the past, like Rusty, and Rusty's story's been done, so I can appreciate them not bringing Rusty back. But if this was a Dalek that was known to the Doctor, like Dalek Khan, or I don't know, a Dalek from the classic series, or even like I don't know. It would have made a bit more sense. But this Dalek didn't like the way the actual Daleks were acting, and looked out for the Doctor to ask her for some help. Absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. But the Dalek itself does look really, really good. It's a full Dalek. It's I don't know if it's got anything missing. It probably has. I think its plungers probably missing. But this is the kind of prop that you would just leave as it is. You wouldn't touch it. You'd leave it in the same condition, and that would have been the end of that. This is a screen used Dalek from a special story, Power of the Doctor. I could see this going for, I don't know, like maybe 15 grand. I'd say 15,000 from a Dalek collector any day of the week. But for me, this is the highlight of all the Doctor Who lots. And I'd say out of everything, I'd want this. It's absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I think it does have. I don't know if it lights up like the. I think it does, but I'm not sure if they. I'm not sure if they used the inner workings of the Traitor Dalek to do the kind of light up special effects, similar to the TARDIS prop that they sold in the November charity auction from Revolution of the Daleks. Am I right? Revolution of the Daleks. I don't know. What do I know about props? But yeah, this is for me. This is the top pick from all the lots. As I said, the actual bidding starts tomorrow. You've got to be registered. You got to be in it to win it. Let's be honest. I am registered, but I don't know. The stuff that I've actually chosen, none of it is cheap, and they've got a fair few amount of Doctor Who costumes. Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi. I don't think there was any David Tennant. I don't remember seeing any David Tennant. But anyway, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It lets me know you care. Also helps the channel. Good luck bidding tomorrow, and I'll see you in the next one.